And it's not near what you have in Florida. But then what do I know?
Listen.
Damn glass. I broke my glass.
Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Robbie Vino and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. Guys, we got Sunday night football here. Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs here, Robbie. 55.5 being the total. Looks like the Chiefs, -3 in the hook. That's -3.5 point road favorites. What are you thinking Sunday night football, Robbie?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit padded, Drew, off of the first week results. We saw an initial hit on the Kansas City Chiefs that bumped it up to this price. Power ratings showed KC almost pick a -0.5 point on the road here against the Ravens. But you can understand why. Money came toward Kansas City here after what we saw Baltimore against Las Vegas. The pass defense was absolutely shredded in that game without Marcus Peters. You could tell that the Raiders, who don't even feature a really deep receiving core with a bunch of threats, they're basically led by their tight end, Darren Waller. But Derek Carr throws for 435 against that defense, and Baltimore couldn't protect leads. Las Vegas just kept coming back and coming back and coming back. I think that's a little bit of a referendum against the Baltimore pass rush as well, to have leads late in the game and not be able to get to Derek Carr in those instances, allowing him to throw for so much yardage, especially in the second half. So, when you have Pat Mahomes in the Kansas City passing game, that's an easy target, right? And that's the low-hanging fruit. KC should be able to throw the football no matter where they play this game, in Baltimore, outside of Baltimore, anywhere. Mahomes should be able to throw the football with his crew of receivers against this defense. Question will be, for me, how does Kansas City hold up defensively against Baltimore, which, despite an empty running back room, still came up with 27 points Monday night and gained a bunch of yardage in that contest. Lamar Jackson, always a threat to run. It's two different beasts what Kansas City has faced so far this season. You face that power ground game of Cleveland with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and that offensive line that drives you off the football. And here with Baltimore, it's just not the same. It's a little bit different because Lamar Jackson brings so much of the running element to that offense. So we'll see how DC Spagnuolo chooses to defend. If Kansas City's played Baltimore enough now to know, guys, they played 3 times in the last 3 years. Kansas City's come away victorious all 3 times. Kansas City's offense has not been stopped any of those 3 times. 517 yards, 503 yards, 442 yards. So you can't expect that to change. If Kansas City's going to cover, what has to change is the defense against Baltimore here. Will they spy Jackson? Will they be able to force him into throwing the football? The passing game didn't look pretty Monday night for the Baltimore Ravens. So I guess, it seems fairly obvious that you would play Kansas City here, but I'm not inclined to take the Ravens. Total is way up there at 55. Again, it seems pretty obvious that you would take the over as well. A couple of obvious plays. I don't know that I'll be involved in either, but everything would lead you to those 2 conclusions, Kansas City and over. Of course, it's the NFL, and the obvious just doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't in the NFL. Pretty competitive league here. And Tony, coming to you next, Chiefs, Baltimore, -3.5 on the road. It's the Ravens' first home game. It's the Chiefs' first road game. What are you thinking in Baltimore Sunday night?
Well, again, let's just mention this, because I think it's really important for not only for me to mention it, but for someone to hear it. It's important that I say it over and over again, because no matter how much I say it, I seem to forget. And that is, let's not overreact to week 1 results, or week 2 results for that matter, in college or in pros. And let's not underreact to what we saw and which was dysfunctional or completely out of character. And that's what I saw last night here in Vegas with Harbaugh's team. First off, when the Ravens got a 14-0 lead and had the ball, I had mentioned to some friends that happened to be watching the game with me on the patio that this game's over. no team does a better job of running with the lead than the Ravens and Harbaugh. And then being out of character, maybe part of this we have to say, maybe the caveat, guys, is that the Ravens were beat up and they put everything on Lamar's back. I mean, it was Lamar, carry us, to the locker room, with a smile, or fail. And Lamar failed on several. Lamar was Lamar. Okay, he's not the most accurate quarterback. He missed some wide open receivers that were running go routes, fly routes for that matter. And he forgot one of the basic rules of football, that when you're about ready to get tackled, you don't change hands with the ball. You're going to fumble it. And when you're getting tackled, it's a really good idea to put two hands on the football. The two fumbles that Jackson committed, the turnovers, were devastating. And it was a tell, Rob and Drew, to me, when they reversed the touchdown in the first drive that LA had in the overtime, and they put the ball on the half-yard line. Both of us, all three of us, know that any team, any team in the NFL is going to take that 4 runs at a half yard. If you can't do that, then you don't deserve to win. They end up intercepting the ball, and what do? They didn't do what typical Ravens team would do, which would be, go for the throat and pound and pound and pound. Yes, they don't have a big back, but Williams was pretty successful behind this line, guys. And Lamar was, I think, did he have 5 or 10 runs? In a nutshell, the Chiefs were who the Chiefs are as well. In one possession games, the Chiefs are 1-9-1 over the last 11. Of those 11 games, they're 11-0 straight up. This is a championship team. They know how to win. That's not who Lamar Jackson right now and this Baltimore team is, because it's not what I saw last night in Vegas. When Lamar Jackson, Harbaugh, and these Ravens get a 14-0 lead and have the ball in hand against a pretty pedestrian defense, turn it over, end up only up by 4 at half, right? 4 at half. You had to feel pretty bad. I felt pretty bad. Underdogs closed out the week pretty good yesterday, guys. 12-4 against the spread. I think the books probably like the days. But if you saw Ruggs in conclusion, if you saw what Ruggs did with Carr at quarterback, once he finally got his feet under him and was running a route that's nothing that you'll see Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill knows how to run a route and has the speed that Ruggs has. What more, because he can actually run that speed while he runs his route. Baltimore's in big trouble. Hill can sit down when they're playing zone. He'll go deep when they're playing man. And the fact that I don't want to overreact to what happened in Vegas last night. Call me overreacting, but I don't think we are. I don't see Baltimore getting healthy, getting well, and being any different next week, despite being at home. Take Kansas City, lay the 3.5. In fact, I say you can lay up to 6 and probably comfortably win this game.
All right, Chiefs up to maybe as high as -6 from Tony Finn. So guys, find the -3.5 and lay the wood there with the road favorite. So for Tony Finn, Rob Vino, I am Drew Martin. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Also remember, check out WagerTalk.com live odds screen. You hear us talking here about the odds and moving 3.5, 4. Where is it? Well, you could shop around using the live odds screen on WagerTalk.com.